Has Matt Jones cursed Kentucky basketball? I'm getting ready to give you my thoughts on it. Before I get started, guys, can you please hit the like button, follow me over on TikTok, subscribe to me on YouTube. Okay, most of you have probably seen this video. I'm getting ready to play you the 1-minute video of Matt Jones thanking Tyson Chicken for taking Calipari. Now, I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. Sorry, I don't have my computer, so we have to do it this way.
I have a message to my good friends at Tyson Foods in Arkansas. Thank you very much. Seriously, thank you. Like, I can't thank you enough. You know, you sent me that chicken when you came and you took John Calipari. That was nice of you, but that was way too generous. You've been more generous to us. You saved us $40 million. You sent me some chicken nuggets, but you saved us $40 million. And you helped us reestablish the joy of Kentucky basketball. You helped the arena be filled. No, seriously, you helped us kind of get back to Kentucky basketball the way we want it. So Tyson's, I owe you. You have done me more than you can ever have done for us. Thank you very much. And I don't really have a care package for you. I just want you to know my heartfelt thanks. I will buy as much of your $2 chicken as I can. Good for you, and you are my favorite corporation of 2025.
Makes me a little teary-eyed here,
Okay. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to read you some stats, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the entire situation. Okay. At the time of the video, let me paint a little picture for you, as you can see. Kentucky's 3-1 in the SEC. Calipari's 0-4. Remember that bad start he had last year. Well, Matt Jones is doing his show. A lot of people in the room laughing, giggling. Like I said, everybody in the room feeling awful good about Mark Pope at that time. Remember that? Remember so long ago when everybody, Mark Pope's the savior and all that stuff? So everybody, after a little 6-7 week sample size of a coach who's unproven, everybody in the room's feeling good. Calipari off to a rough start because he took over a team that was under 500 the previous year. Okay. So Matt's feeling really good about himself, and so he's like, listen, I don't know what's happened behind the scenes. Maybe Matt was pissed at Calipari over something personal or whatever the reason. But I guess Matt felt that he needed to take some shots at Cal. So that video was on January the 15th. Since the video, we, Kentucky basketball, we are 19 wins and 15 losses. Let me say that again so everybody in the room can hear this and understand it. We're 19 and 15. We have a losing record in the SEC at 7-9. We've lost 6 times at Rupp Arena since the video. 6 times at Rupp, and for comparison, John Calipari won his first 54 games at Rupp Arena. All right. Cal blew us out by double digits. Well, you want to say block, whatever. And that, that lynching, the mob was ready. When Cal came to town last year, when all these idiots had hell and all that shit waiting on him, all those clown signs and everything went right into it, but they forgot that a damn basketball game still had to be played. Well, Cal shuts 24,000 people up on national television in front of everybody. You could hear a damn pin drop into place. Anyway, so since that video, Kentucky basketball, beyond a train wreck. This is beyond a train wreck since that video. Calipari, since that video, 23-14 and 6-10 in the SEC. Calipari currently ranked He's going to be knocking on the door of the top 10 when the polls come out next week, and we're looking like we're not going to make the NCAA tournament. Okay? I'm just stating facts. Okay, now, let me say this. I have a lot of respect for Matt Jones, and no, he did not curse Kentucky basketball. I just did a whole video on defending Matt Jones and KSR and how much I love those guys and everything. So this video, Matt, if you see it, I'm just joking around with you. You watch my other video before you judge or get pissed off or anything like that. Matt's actually been a pretty good sport about it. I think he realizes, this is in my opinion, and I've said it before, that video is literally, when it comes to terms of Kentucky sports and all, that's probably the biggest open mouth insert foot video in Kentucky history. That's of all time. Like, sorry, people are messaging me over the Miami Ole Miss football game. Anyway, that's probably the biggest open mouth insert foot video of all time, in my opinion. I don't know how prideful Matt Jones is, okay? I'm not a prideful person. Had I done that video, I would be like, damn, I wish I won't do that again, ever. That is, and I've had some stuff in my life, we probably all have. Damn, I wish I hadn't did that. You know, just life lesson or whatever. But it's, to me, it's so funny, and it's not because it's mad or anything like that, that somebody takes that big a jab at a Hall of Fame head coach and pushing all your chips to the table, basically, for a coach that's unproven. Okay. The other part of that, Matt actually, I did that video last night, and I mentioned that Tyson's Chicken video. Well, today my cousin sends me a video of, I worked all day, so I didn't get to listen to Matt's show, but a clip where Matt is mentioning, he said he wasn't going to go to Arkansas because we wasn't very good this year. He wasn't going to make that trip to Arkansas and deal with that. Well, he said they'll play that Tyson video of mine and all that stuff. Well, he's kind of being humble or whatever, you know, being a good sport about it. But then Matt again says that he's not, I forget the words he used. It's something like he's not going to sign off on I'm still, it was time for Cal, something along the lines of he was done with Cal and time for Cal to go. The only problem I have with it, Matt's entitled to his opinion. The only problem I have with that statement, and anybody else who thinks this, those of you, including Matt Jones, who continue to say it was time for Cal to leave, you need to add to that, that's your opinion. I'm 44 years old, and I'll put my basketball and sports knowledge up against anybody else at KSR or wherever. I'm not as good technology-wise or anything like that, and I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but I can assure you I'll put my knowledge up against anybody else. I've played, I've coached, nothing major or anything like that. I'll put my knowledge up against anybody. And here's what I said once again. I've said this many times. And if I knew Matt personally, here's what I would have said to him 2 years ago. I would have said, Matt, stop pushing this, man. Stop encouraging these people to, I don't want to say he was encouraging people to bash Cal, but a lot of negativity and all that. I would have basically said to the entire Kentucky fan base, we need to pump the brakes. That's what I did say. So people were asking me, what about Cal? I said, I'm on board with getting rid of Cal, with moving on from him, as long as we can do better. And I said, I learned from the Tubby Smith days. I was young and stupid, and I wanted rid of Tubby Smith, and I didn't care who we got. I remember making the statement, that's my open mouth insert foot. Tubby, at the end of Tubby, I said, I'll take anybody. That's what we got, was just anybody. And it was what I thought was the worst 2-year nightmare of my life, Billy Gillespie, before I was introduced to Mark Pope as head coach. Like, I learned my lesson. You cannot move on from a proven Hall of Fame head coach, no matter how much you don't like him, you can't move on from him unless you know for sure you have something lined up that's going to make you better. I made that statement several times. I tried to save us, guys. I tried my best to save us. I'm not trying to piss anybody off who's not a Cal guy or anything like that. Most people, most of my followers have actually listened with an open mind and agreed with me. Even if you don't like Calipari, you cannot get rid of a Hall of Fame coach unless you have a plan in place. Now, granted, Cal didn't get fired, but he was ran out. Cal didn't want to leave Lexington. Cal's wife didn't want to leave Lexington. He was ran out of town by all the too much toxic. So he left. That's why he left. He didn't leave just because. So the fact that Matt is still holding on to, well, it was basically, I'm just bullet down. I don't know his words. I've heard this so many times, I'm nauseous. It was time for a change. No. To you younger people out there, listen to me. And I've said this many times. You don't change unless the change is benefiting you. If you're married and you've had a great marriage and 2 or 3 of those years have been bumpy, it's not time for a change. It's not time to move on. If you've got a loving wife or husband, it's not time to move on. I'm working my job right now pays me pretty well. And if I get frustrated for a little while with it, I'm not going to take a lesser job just because it was time for a change. You don't change just because. It's never just time for a change. Tom Izzo's not won a national championship in 25 or since 2000. And Michigan State's fan base has had enough knowledge and a common sense to know it's not time for a change. Bill Self is going through it right now. Kansas fell off from what they were. It's not time for a change in Kansas. These are Hall of Fame coaches. They don't grow on trees. You can't just run them out. People said to me, what if we can get Pitino? I said, sign me up. If we can get Pitino, I want Bruce Pearl right now so bad. It's off subject on the video, and I'm going to end the video. Mitch Barnhart, if you would like me to do it, please, I just need a blank check. I'll go to Bruce's house, and I'll sit on his on his porch until he talks to me, and I'll make him tell me no. And I'll say I won't take no for an answer. Somebody probably have to bail me out of jail because he'll have me arrested. But I'll be the one to sacrifice for us. I'll beg Bruce Pearl, please, will you take this job? And I don't want Mark Pope treated bad, but I want him out of the head coach at the University of Kentucky, effective immediately. Matt, give him a job at KSR or whatever. Just please, God, get me out of this nightmare we're in. We're living a real-life nightmare. I never thought I'd see the Gillespie days again, but right now, I would rather have the Gillespie days. Right now, and I've been watching Kentucky basketball religiously since about 1988, and this is the worst it's ever been. This is the worst year of Kentucky basketball ever. The Cal's COVID year, that was all about COVID. A lot of teams dropped out. Pitino's 14-14 year, that none of those even compared to a $22 million roster, underachieving, not hustling. Coach is a joke, choking down the stretch. This is a train wreck. This is a complete and total, it needs blew up. If it were me, I would wipe out every single person that has anything to do with Kentucky basketball right now. I would erase it and start over. That is from coach, player, anything. I won't want to. We'll keep the managers and Cowboys if you want to. Everybody else should be erased, relieved of their duties, sent home, blow it up, pull the plug, and let's start over next year. That's just my opinion. Matt, just joking about a lot of the stuff. Don't want you pissed off. If you get pissed off, whatever. But love you guys. I'll do some more stuff tomorrow. It's late Thursday night. I gotta get in bed. I love you guys. Just want to do a little bit of content for y'all. Have a little fun. Good night.